That could create a unique addition to Nathan Hale Middle School.
Today, our Johan Marin got a look at what this partnership will bring to the community.
Currently, an empty lot of grass sits right next to Nathan Hale Middle School. There are a couple of soccer goals, but nothing really new.
Unbelievable large piece of land. It's on major bus routes. This is an unbelievable access point for the entire community.
2 years ago, OPS and the East Omaha Athletic Association started looking at areas in the district they felt needed more access to youth sports facilities.
And this was kind of how we ended up here at Nathan Hale. What we wanted to do was provide OPS with a facility that they could use during certain times for their middle school sports.
OPS gave the green light on Monday and will now work with the Athletic Association. They're planning to put in a 130,000 square foot sports building that will have indoor turf fields with additional meeting space and classrooms for everyone to use.
As we talk about, spring sports and as the weather changes and what that looks like, to be able to get multiple teams and multiple of our programs in there, but also physical education and general classroom study as well.
This isn't the first time OPS has gotten involved in a project like this. Recently, they've partnered with the YMCA to increase access to sports at Buena Vista High School and Westview.
It is truly an Omaha Public Schools facility when built, that we just have a different group that's perhaps managing it, and in the same breath a lot of different access because of the nature of the facility and the community and the ability for it to serve will be different.
But the overall goal of the project is to build equality.
There's been a really big gap that has widened between East Omaha, West Omaha, and we wanted to provide facilities that rival those things out west because our community needs it.
The East Omaha Athletic Association will continue building their partnership with OPS, but they hope to break ground on this plot of land in the next 6 months. On your side, I'm Johan Marin, 6 News.
Total cost of the project will be $38 million, and officials expect it will take 18 months to build.